Have you ever thought about how much we are taking from nature and how much we are over consuming our resources, yet we give so little to the environment around us, and we are affecting everything that lives in our ecosystem? So that is why we need to change our lifestyle. And with this change, we could think about many things. For example, sustainability. Sustainability could be the solution for future generations.
UAE is considered as one of the highest countries in carbon footprint, so a solution has to be emerged. Dubai Sustainable City was an idea that could help in this part of the world. It is a city that was built to be sustainable. It is how the future looks alike. It takes care of the economic, social, and environmental applications that are the pillar of the sustainability. Therefore, I'm going to explain how does this application take place in detail. The first pillar that I'm going to speak about is the environmental pillar. This city have many aspects that support this pillar. The city infrastructure is made of 60% of grass and has 2 lakes. The city has many different greenhouses and they grow their own food, so they support the environment in this way. The city also has something that's called Barjeel, or it's an ozone cleaner. It is a place that gathers cold air and it has a way of cleansing the air and making the air more cleaner for the environment around it. And there's also some solar panels that help collect a cleaner source of energy and help the environment by having a natural source of energy that people can depend on. Going to the second pillar, that is social. The city has many activities that help people socialize. It have cycling tracks and indoor and outdoor fitness center that help people get together and know each other and make them more social. The city also organizes some activities like cycling. Most of the people that live there go around the city using cycles and they get to know each other in another social way. Going back to a point that is Barjeel. It is located in the center of every block and people get to sit near it because the weather there is cooler and it helps them socialize because there are some views to the city from there. Talking about economical pillar, a city that grows its own food is more economical than others. Since it has greenhouses, the production of the plants is more and the people get to have 3 plants per month when they are living in the sustainable city. To support the city's economy also, it has its own shops and restaurants. The people that live there tend to go there to get their daily requirements and to have some of their meals like breakfast or lunch. Also, speaking about economy, the electricity bill tends to be lower at the sustainable city because it uses solar energy. So having this energy gives the people the chance to use it and reduce the bill from day one.
Therefore, to summarize the idea behind the pillars of sustainability, which are social, environmental, economic, in Dubai Sustainable City, people gather and socialize in the sustainable plaza. And most of the people who would choose to live in Dubai Sustainable City mostly know about sustainability. So that this is according to social. And according to environmental, having the city with the 60% of its land as a green space would indicate and show that how clean the city is and how much they care about the environment. Most of the residents in DSS, they follow the rules, the RRR rules, which is reduce, reuse, recycle. These are great ways to keep the ecosystem clean and to keep everything sustainable and to appreciate what nature has to offer for us. And on the economic side, DSS offers a lot of shops and stores for for the residents' daily needs to purchase things for their families or for their friends or whatsoever. This makes life a bit easier to live in DSS since people are not used to the idea of sustainability to adapt to it quickly, but step by step in time, people will be able to be sustainable and enjoy their lives at the same time economically. The number of people who are joining DSS is increasing. Therefore, somehow we can compare this to the Malthusian theory because Malthusian theory states that if the number of the populace grow at a certain rate, the number of food will be shorter than the number of the population itself. So we can expect that that there will be more farms to be implemented in Dubai Sustainable City to keep up with the number of populations. Eventually, more spaces will be needed for more farms and houses at DSS, and DSS will need to expand to meet the needs of the people. And we need to ask ourselves how humans impact DSS, Dubai Sustainable City. As we saw, the number of people joining DSS is slowly increasing. Therefore, the effect will increase as well. For example, people love to own domestic animals, pets, etc. Also in DSS, we saw some horses. This could affect the environment, for example, methane gases and greenhouse gases will be produced in the air. This will leave a carbon footprint as well, which we want to avoid. Also, the residents affect DSS by indoor food planting. People plant their own food there so that people can live sustainably and economically. And transportation as well is an issue because everyone wants to drive and everyone wants to go to their destination. Since people have their own personalities and everyone wants to do what he pleases from time to time, tragedy of the common, I believe it fits well in the Dubai Sustainable City for now, because people tend to drive often, for example, or overuse electricity and machines, which reduce the lifespan of the machine itself. Like I said, transportation is an issue. People tend to drive. Everyone wants to own a car, and sometimes you find two people drive two different cars, and while they live in the same place, instead of going to their journey together. And sometimes you can see that people are taking more food than they need. For example, the rule in Dubai Sustainable City that you can take from the indoor house, the indoor food area, you can take only 3 types of plants. You'll find some families that are taking more than what they need. This is also can be classified as the tragedy of the commons.
We also observed that the neighborhood was very friendly there in Dubai Sustainable City, and the place was environmentally friendly. The weather was a bit cooler than outside, and the staff was very friendly. They helped us when we asked them some questions that would benefit us in our project.